Okay, so it's almost bedtime, and figured I'd do a quick knife video. And usually when I say quick, it ends up being about 10 minutes, so I'm going to try to speed this up. The two knives that I'm going to show is Boker Magnum Knives, and first one here, I don't know the name of it, but it's like a mini tactical, like, rescue knife. It's got the glass breaker on the back right there, seatbelt cutter. The blade is only about 2 inches or so. It's got thumb stubs here and serrated edge. But it's a small knife. I mean, going by the size of my hand there, it's maybe about 3 inches when it's closed, and another 2 inches folded or when it's out. It's a nice knife. Feels very sturdy, even though it is pretty small. It's got a nice sharp edge. Clip. Scales seem plastic. Not G10, I don't believe, but have a kind of a textured plastic feel. It's a pretty cool knife. Next knife. This one I do know the name, and it's also a Boker Magnum knife. And this one is called the Raven. And when I first got it, when I first saw it, I didn't know if I'd really like it. Then I looked at it more and more, and I figured, why not? I'm going to get it. And I really like it. It's like let's see if I can get it out. It's like an old school pocket knife, and kind of a mix between an old school pocket knife and a, kind of like the new tactical kind of knives, in a sense. It's got thumb stubs, where I know a lot of the older knives had kind of like the thumbnail groove. It's got a drop point blade. Now, scales are G10, where a lot of the older knives that kind of had the same kind of model and shape had either wood or maybe those fake wood plastic kind of scales. But the G10 is pretty good. It's a lockback, which is not very common, or haven't seen in a lot of the modern knives. Most modern knives are liner lock. But yeah, it's a lockback. There's the lockback there. There you press and close it. It's got a lanyard hole. No pocket clip. So I mean, it's just like an old school pocket knife you just slide in your pocket and carry around. Doesn't, clip on to anything there. Other than that, I mean, it's a very simple knife. No serrations. It is kind of tight, but I mean, I'd say it's since it is like a lockback, locking mechanism is usually fairly tight on most lockbacks that I've seen. But yeah, it's a pretty nice knife. I believe the blade is about 2.5 inches or so, or like just under 3 inches. I think folded out it comes up to be 5.5, real close to 6 inches. Fits in the hand. It's grooved pretty nice to fit in your hand. It's not a very large knife. But there you go. That is the Raven. And now it's time for bed. See you next time.